asoe ene ekua ohwe adansie ene ne nyoma so de abetu dwa se omo fi wo mani frenchim se krotwa wisie e de ahwes dansoman sea defense project nim
ara ho sama efri daboya eba echese wo wura bia bontoi wo twi bie wo no akora de nkofo akwa aba wo sanachi aba o hono abemuni a wato na anom ewo ensiedo ayimra nsem bika woni mo ne yesi wonkonwa bakenkan nyina asomo asomfa wote enkan ye me rantie nua ba maame efumwa kafena mene
nana yaw yeboa
afayen kwaja track one so na kasia no yebetesem emfa ensomo
Sikka FM track one yen ye kro no
Yes, Suma Santima. Sikka FM 89.5. Yes, Suma Santima. Sikka FM 89.5. Yes, Suma Santima.
Yes, Suma Santima ne kana ma ye wiase nyina kan wa fei ye nwura esomne mo ankasa se de munsam tie ye mfa ensomoi. Anche bia na eye asin south mrahye bedwani afei wo kwamra he bedwamu a abedwaku o moka afie bambo ho nsama na afei bambo nsama nkasa interior and defense committee no were ranking member ewo so ono kura ya kane ngoma sua sofo abede akire ore baba to dwa se woman asi yenye serious kura woman ye ni mmere mpo oman besia ba ne ye nse kura ketwa bi asie adenti ari nyina ne se ekwa besa abosom yensani a ba mowo ebefa ewura no matwotwo ro nwatwe ade omko ya na ye defense minister eka ho Dr. Edward Omane Boama elsubesi nei mampani John Dramani Mahama emmo wo biadin sa wo mama soafo ehwe bambo ho nsam eso honorable Tim Fojo achese wei enti no waka so ma yenye serious yi esanse ye serious a anka mampani John Dramani Mahama enka nkire soafo a wonu adwuma gu ne so a ne komu buo soafo won na hwe sikasem so wonu sikasem aso no kra nya asem keto a wo sesa hwe akire sa bambo soafo wachese wo ma nye serious ntia mampani mampani John Dramani Mahama adenti no wankeka ne ho na wo maye bambo soafo esanse eye bambo so for bamo wo be fa ni koye aho aso e ho tompan ama kire se ensema asisi e wo bi yiri ni ho nkro ne ba nyina wo keka ye Ghana fo adane tukotena fo Cote d'Ivoire ni nyina wo kan ho asema wo kire sanka defense minister wo ho a kanya ne se te adoma as ye di agro bi se nka sa asem wo nyina da ensi asem kro no a kan defense minister wadu kro yera no e bimbilam na hyebedwani honorable Dominic Niti wo no so ba beka bi a kira dwene se sesai ye ka bibi maya ewam se Ghana de onyame ya dom de ne so esese ye me bambo ho hia ye mpa sansa bibre ma maya twa ho ahye nyina da wo mo nyina tutrafo tete wo mo pa enti bibi maya tutrafo me anya so na ye bambo so afọ konse do a ne ye nkonkofa bi emfa ma na se mampani onyi wo bi foforo adenti na mampani eyesa sansem wo nyina ne afoforo bi amanfo aka no enam so mo sofo a wonu no otonkra efri abankese wo de bra yen honorable Fales kwachi ofosu baba bonte baka che Ghana fo nyina asa abotre Ghana fo nyina nkoma koma nto omyam esanse mampani John Dramani Mahama on sisi na so se on my defense minister nyesa bia they don't have the men bi wo ho bebre afenso nyesa mampani ni akukudura wode kwa akwa yi obi nyesa bia di pakura wo ya akro no mampani ni bayiri no onya ni mugidie nyesa na tie na mom mampani gu ahobo so a o hyehyɛ ne niam se de baya enche bia wo defense minister ebebre enti o man no yenke koma enti yeyem honorable Felix Kwachi Ofosu.
We are confident that the defense industry is incapable and currently it was running smoothly and there have been no hiccups. The problem of appointing a minister is well known. Okay. It's nothing new. President is used to that. He's appointed many ministers. In his previous role as president between 2013 and 2017, he did say, having assumed office in January this year as president again, he has appointed ministers. It's very regrettable and the most unfortunate that this tragic incident robbed us of two key ministers in the government. But as and when the president is ready with the appointment, same will be communicated to the people of Ghana.
Is there difficulty for the president to appoint his successor? Is there difficulty there?
No, not at all. Not at all. The Ghana fully understands his responsibilities.
All right.
And whereas he had a close relationship with the late Dr. Edward Omane Boama.
enti ni anu sanhwani no bisanse den mama mpani se wo beyi bambo so afaro se de enye den ma no kra ewom se doctor Edward Mane Boama, Wakra Consedri, no man penny a tapa, call me nota, and none of for pan, no nim no pan, and chuchum to pan, and also. Mampaniati as I said, the Siena, Seria, the Babenya Baby, and Tiasabra, but was when your mampany day, so by my defense minister, honorable fellows Quache of Fusu.
Yan Twakasi Abonaso, I am fair ninchre. Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, ya Trinity Awakani Sitag. Anopay and or train crata 10 at the Babon say. So we have na se one feel see you and check cry and on it on my penny etna say ayan share bia. Now on my penny I was a disan share so now on Sikka Akamu or Chedel book and research allowances. Any allowance in Kitty Bia as I say a bank cabomu now or them almost say a juma or more iron. A buy a chin any freche say crucial we see or him say on percent or this as he can ebema homo. Nano and I watch the muka say and mom say on it a buy it atena say iron share now sha ban say abai eni hihyeya one omoya ye no so na onhwe na sika bia akamu no ode ebema omo na no na opanyina oda say akuya no maso abunu ekiremu no okiremu say omoya funu ne de ye omoya enti omo afe omo se na ade ba ko omo be ya abai bete ase na abai be hu say omo ni abere ko eni say ode won ne manyina ebegu na onko suku mu bie yentie ensem a ode tuja.
All members of Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG, are not happy with the way the current government has adopted a listless attitude towards implementing the remaining components of our arbitral awards. We are informing the government that by the end of this month, if our outstanding issues have not been resolved, we would advise ourselves. We also serve notice to the National Labour Commission that this message is a strike notice, and if by November 7th our issues have not been resolved, we will embark on a full-grown strike, and no lecturer will step his or her foot into the lecture halls to teach. The issues we are talking about here include our all-year-round work compensation for additional duty performed in the year 2022. We're also referring to our book and research allowance arrears for 2023-2024, which was supposed to be paid together with that of 2025, and that has not been done. Then our 2022-23 book and research allowance.
Penyina motene nkan maso abunu ono ene president a oda sitag ano ene o kiremu se omaya adwuma afimu ni nyina sika na amanti abayan fa amade a ene colleges ni nyina yebetum
yantoa kasebo ne soi na me so me ko nwomasua ho nsam emu nwomasua sofo honorable Haruna Idrisu edi aba betu dwadeda se wo mo baba ene chinchine ntwa compulsory by force upo wumpo oye cheche ni a esese akra no kasa ne maame edetete no ero na fa kire na de na sabi beto odwo eni amanfo akira adwene pa ebi mu kura akira se chechefo no na sa chire ni kura no a wo se wonfa kura no kasa wote kasa kasa ne maame de atete no fa kire na de no mo hwehwe mo hu se sa cheche ni kura no sa kasa no wote de amanfo akira adwene bebre wo ho ebi se beboa ebi se emmoa ne ade a na nwomasua so ya na sanso aba abontia bakirem di omo minister kan omo bakirem ye we no deputy minister no ana baba kasaye honorable Clement Abasa Park wan na bakirem se ne soafo ne se onka se sukusu ni nyina from krenkren to krenkran yemfa eya mother tongue no kasa ya mama mu de tete ya no ne yemfa nkire wo mo ade da bi everything abisi gado toto fi pampers fo ni mo de babesi krasre ho ne yemfa mo mra mesie wahu enti from crèche no de babesi krasre lower primary no ho ne yemfa sa enkwada no kasa ede atete wo mo no emfa nkyere wo mo ade na minister be kan ye so afọ be de chese asenkofo ya agina no asibone na chese akwara no waje chese kura na setwi no wote emfa twi dagbani no wote ye mfa dagbani o se da bi wanka ne sa eye fiti crèche no pampers fo ni mu a ade ba be sikra 3 ho na yemfa enkyere wo no mo ade enti honorable Clement Abasa Park wodi nkyere mu abo yentie nayi.
The Honorable Minister for Education, Haruna Idris, has asked me to clarify that the policy directive he announced on Friday regarding the compulsory use of mother tongue as a medium of instruction in our public basic schools is confined, emphasis, confined to KG up to primary 3. In other words, KG and lower primary.
Enti KG and lower primary. Fiti apana de kosrene de eni eni de brofro de agengam wo mo a. Wei nwoma suasofo abede chire. Dr. Clement Abbas Park.
Enche pi enana enfonyini bi enenam ye various social media platform a na ye abofra bi a wanya secondary school mu kwan a oba beko school na enhyehyere da ho ne se ne tirinyu ku a obeyi na se ne ebeya enhyehyere a ewo school mu ho no obetimi ediso asem yi ebeye asem Ghana ha ema amanfo twene sere ne abasa na eno na Child Right International wagina asem yi so no osra aban se osra Ghana aban o Ghana aban emfa nhyehyeye ngu ho omfa mmara ne niema engu na kwamu se ne ebeya suku so a ewo Ghana mamu ha no yebehunu ekwan a yebefa so a yebe discipline ye mofra na emom se ode hyehyeye ne eniema no eba enhyehyeye ne nya nhyehyeye a esese etietia mmofra no efa ahundie so enya nhyehyeye a ebetimi aboa ama discipline pa se yaka discipline mu discipline a akoso ewo yen school yi mu yen suapon ahodo nyina mu na enya nhyehyeye a ewo se tietia wo mo efa ahundie so. Director of Ghana Child Right ene de sa nsemi tudwa edin a oje so bright appear ono ene wo kire mu se Ghana ha se okosuapon ahodo mu pia eya ne mpempi no esanse enhyehyeye ni wonti no eya no mu tietia emofra ne fa ahodie so etu oton enkra sere Ghana ban se Ghana ban emfa nhyehyeye mra na discipline no enkoso ewo yen schools yi mu.
As a country, we don't have any national safeguarding policy that will spell out how the relationships and how students might even conduct themselves in schools. It's in most cases you see that it is as a result of a practice that have been handed over right from the colonial days till now, or conventions that people have used in their schools. And if you look at most of the schools, for instance, you realize that discipline is not uniform. Schools use their discretion to determine the way and manner they administer discipline. And that, for me, makes it a bit difficult for us to issue a blank check to think that we cannot allow our children to be in a certain form. We can only do so when we have a policy in place determining how discipline should be. And that policy should also not violate the right of children to education, or it should not be an impediment to the enjoyment of their right to education, or no children should keep their hair. It's not just a decision that can emanate from one person, but it should be a decision that is codified, and it's part of our safeguarding policy that is guiding our schools, so that we can all wait to see whether or not it is violating the right of children or not.
Director of Child Right International, Bright appear and watch him say, yam fan she anymore, send a bear or no contour so school no, obedi so na discipline abaho.
Waso good so I would say Sikka 89.5 and you may no see Kase boy at Waso. Na me call me a shep bedroom, or come a shep bedroom, but your quo hoddy, a rosso, but quo one more a cat a year and get who dear one some Material Communication Committee, no, chairman, a doctor, a bad nago by them. Now one on a catcher or mining in answer, or Bianca Coma Anthony Yam, Nina a cyber security amendment bill no a eba no o che se sa biri eba beboa ama wo mo a edi ahurukasam aba fontintan fidie ne so wo mo kasa ho ntia wo ehurahura nkofo so wo mo ebu nkofo hwini mu sa mra yi na eba ba hwe na sa niema ni nyina nipa bonefo sam amanfo ye no aba fontintan fidie nso nyina da ye de asia no na honorable badem e kire se ebi mu e kire se aban no e de ba be ka Ghana focus abo ahwo mu yam ene woje fi e wo internet ne so ade kyen ya na wo she Black Maria mu aje se ne wo mie wa no ankasa be dani abronye sisi a ye do be she Black Maria mu a ohewe be de wo no enya asem keto honorable badem se enye sa na tie se de mra hye bedwamu ko ho a dom kuma no kire mu na sabiri we de dangerous sabiri we de mampani wo de baba kan Ghana focus abo hye wo be ma kwatcho silence asaba afa mampani ya dia obi entimi nka wo bu amamu tantaya ye entimi nka sansa wunya kokan ya Black Maria by your die. Era papa just a debi and yes, sir. On my hem ready mu ye. On my ye kura committee and what you may you cromasa badu the baba 2 few one just said that. No one yina bibi more pissy more jojo more and sana. On by tumna I am mera. Yenti honorable bed na go badim.
Parliament is not here to make laws that would gag the people, that would not inure to the benefit of the people. We are here to enact laws that will govern and protect the ordinary citizen and make the society a better place to live. You understand? So if we don't do it with the mind that we have the public interest at heart, it will affect the very reason why we are doing some of these things.
As a committee, there's need to engage other actors within the cybersecurity space on these amendments. Will you consider? Definitely, because look, if the ministry brings the bill to us, we will first want to know whether they have thoroughly done stakeholder consultation. If we are not satisfied with the stakeholder consultation, we will ask them to go back and stakeholder consultation, because it's very, very important.
And chairman Edema Communication Committee of Parliament, Honorable Abednego Badim.
Yantua Kase3 so ewo mrashe bedwamu wa na abejekua ohwe adansie ene ne nyuma so wonjo ntirani ene Honorable Vincent Opon Asamwa ono ena ede ensem bia betudwa se emprempre ya ide omo ba no ma be fi omo ni finchem se kurotwa wisie na dansoman si defense project na omo ya anwe ne se na ayese de omo ye enso omo nye no omo de omo ni eba behwem o kire mu na o chese se omo hwe sika puduo pa be se dollar no million edunwotwe $80 million edi o twe ena omo de awura sa project nim nanso omo ko obia project no anwe ne se omo ko obia na project na anwe ne se esanse contractor ni ji sika ni we no se wo yo se wo nyo de si a na sie nanso se si ai de omo ba no ma ba be fi omo ni no ma hwemu se sika na waje no so enho adwuma na waye na na se ne be ya ensuo to a danso manfo nso omo han kire omo osisa pampim simpie se ne be ya ensuo bi ebeto bia no entimi ntwimfa danso manfo no omo sa kesika we dia ese fata so omo ye adwuma na so omo anya adwuma be bia wo so omo do omo fa bia no omo de omo be fa yentie nsem a okafa ho.
Of the committee generally, the impression is that members were not very satisfied with the extent of work that have been done. Looking at the cost of the project, technically there are a whole lot of issues that members are calling for a probe into the project. We all know that the project was awarded in December, and so far, looking at the extent what the work they have done on site, and we just left Blekuso. That was last couple of weeks ago, and if you look at Blekuso, the cost, and then the number of kilometers of shoreline that they were supposed to protect. Blekuso is supposed to protect 8 kilometers. This one is 5 kilometers.
Nipamuti nkai Honorable Vincent Opon Asamwa.
Yantua Kase3 aso na daboya anmedro. Ara hosam na fi daboya eba o. Ni nyina ene se. Owura bia wono de agya daboya honom no white voter no ene wo ho fra usutade no fitaa no. ene wo ho a nti wo bi wo ku afuo mu a tade ne so a na abefa na ne agya watena bonto ebi mu a na yaka wa de de wo ko akosi nsuo de agya no asi no ayi o se ka na o kenten ya na de ku afuom o ba na betwa abode atu banji bia tutu kontomre bia saa botu no a na besan de wa ba kanu mpo ene besan de wa ba na agya wo ya akro na twiwa no ya no otwi ayi botu yi kanu yi wana rehosem atuni assemblyman na wono ewo daboya honomo chire mu chire se arahosam no esi anopeya wabra na wowura yi wode afomfo atwa nsuo na wie wono ono a na de afomfo ni momomo timo mo kwafom no ono na do mo koya ya wodom kosi nsuo na jaseja ene mo kwafomro mo beduru ha na masade mo atwa na oja fufuo bi amakọ akọ wodom kosi nsuo na ja no osan ba be paake no atwen wo mo a subonto na muni amonu mom pato na anom ewo ensiedo owura Razak Simon na rehosem na mekan na eno na eye National Disaster Management Organization NADMO4 ne fire eno ewo North Gonja hono no district manager wono ada anono na chese wo boy amanie officer yi na ochese Razak arehosem wote ye no omo at the rescue team ekwo hono mo se wo nkonko hwehwe emu no de akwa akosie owura ya musa wono enebo amanie intiene.
I had a call from one of my deputies in Dabaya that first of this dawn a boat, one of the paddlers carrying passengers from Dabaya to the other side of the river towards Tamale had a successful journey, but on his way back, the boat subsided, and the paddler with the canoe was not where to be found. And as we speak now, the rescue team is on his search, looking for him. And that is what just happened. So it is just the paddler and the canoe that is involved in the accident. No other passenger is part of the canoe. So it's one of the paddlers from the boya.
Wo kabo tribio eni enchemampo enchemaya yasin ye bia enti outboard motor ya no machine bi gbase ya omo kwa na epa nsuori mu no emwa wo mo ana nana ya mini hono mo no na minim sede ensuo ni mu tintin sitie enti sa motor no ntimi mwa wo mo ana
we wo hwa de omo de omo nsa
na me ken ade bi na ase tari ka banku tintin bi na ere tabuno
no mo de omo ho de nti wo twa na oduru finfin
na wo bra wabeti susu we dey Jimmy pao obese ya na obese ni
na frana ya no mo yenso ya no mo ye
nkete but when put the penny na inside the end na akoda almost 13 years na me just say pila business when e dey no mo dey ye bridge bi na enti ye ntimi nya bridge bia ntunso so da bia nipa be wu say ya na de da bay black voter you say white voter see abetu ni kurem ya meto no enti onu de nature woda hode da enti ye ntimi nya bibia ba bia ga na adure da bia subonto be muri manipa wu saa 11 no mawu 12 no mawu 13 no mawu teacher ni wawu na ye huna mane na kwa
yentu akase eba no so yetu aso de anaye ko omampanyin dada abedi akire omampanyin abedi akire dada otwamu han Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ono enenne wajai na proba obo nyina no de nani akire Ghana enkane oba panyini a wanya ne ba bi ko former first lady Nana Konadu Ajimai Rollins ni fie no de yakọ ensem ede akoma na busua okoye na okire mu se Ghana mu hapa ye ka oba panyina wabo adwuma ama Ghana enya ne so mfa so a former first lady oye number 1 na waye adwuma ma enya NDC nkoa waye adwuma free NDC emra na nikunu wa aban mu oye ya ba bete ne ho ekofome NDP ni nyina na mami esom Ghana empose dwumadie bi aye die fa Ghana ho nkoa de Ghana ba panyina watwam wei ubehu nase enanu eye asante manya ne ba bi kuro ye kura no ase mpo obai na no na doctor echirem se mami ahofama eni dwumadi a wadi ama Ghana no esombo na sefata se Ghana yetwa ne puruse okonye ono nko na koye one mpanyifo bi ti se ekane so amemrahye bedwani osai chairman sabonsu na odinachi enabedi achire eye de ba ni boni Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe na ono nso eka ho ena kodwo opon enkroma honorable minister of Wase Ayerebi de Shekonkron na ono nso eka ho enti omu nyina ena kabo mu a omo de ya akosem ekoma abusua no hye abusua ne se won hyeden emprempre ya yi de eden de nanso de obaya ne se obebo omo beti no aka kire omo se omo hyeden na bibia ombeye bia no ono Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia one ne mpanyimfo eta omochi enti nhihye ya afa yie no ho ene niama eko nyina omo amane na de obo ye bia omo bede edi aboaye ntie nsem a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ene ne mpanyimfo no bi edi tuja.
This came as a major shock to the news, the passing of our mother, the former First Lady, Nana Koledu. The last time I saw her, I think was at the Asante funeral in Kumasi, and she looked very well. We had a very brief conversation, and a few days ago we got this very sad news of her passing. And of course, I could not really continue with what I was doing. I had to stop it and find time to come and pay my respects. She was a person, and not just a person, she became an institution, big time. Her name is synonymous with many things that we have here in Ghana. Fighter for women, children and girls, through her initiative we have interstate succession laws and all of that. She became an institution. I really think Ghana has lost very important business. Very important. For me personally, she took me like a son. I had a lot of affection for her, and I believe she did have a lot of affection for me. Every time I spoke to her, I learned something. She was a repository of history about Ghana. So many things that I didn't know, she would tell me, and I learned a lot from her. And I kept hoping that I'll come and have tea with her one of these days to catch up. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. But I want to take this opportunity to express my deepest and heartfelt condolences to all these children who are also my friends. And I want to really wish you God's strength to bear this loss. It's a major loss.
Eni ayeti mampenyini abeli ya dada Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Yenyina Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nsami swe na nwumre nsam hodo esam fo falase na koja bobo anoma yen no yemfane nyina ensiemu na ase de ye de manu sum adwuma fo madam amasewa ampafo wonu abone no amaye reporters na ye do ma se ni sum kwame fori aboaje wo ho ena afi adwonya akon wo ho yesamfo eyo falase okoji abosi wo da Bullet Fashion Center no DJ Bullet when a chinchin from Marina a day am social media no and any park Kelvin no any social media no so and you may I can come for tea and can me ranting about mammy